Hello everybody, you're here with Claudia Beauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're in an episode of fragrance and it is another fragrance from the house of Miller Harris, which if you've seen any of my other reviews of this house, I love this house. I think all of the fragrances are very unique, very elegant, and worthwhile. So if you are interested on my review on the ETUI NOIR Miller Harris, keep on watching. So I got this discovery set in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, and I already reviewed like 5 or 6 of them. So if you want to see any of the other ones, please look for those. And today we're going to do the ETUI NOIR. ETUI NOIR. Now, I thought this was gonna be either a male's or nighttime because of the name. I mean, ETUI NOIR. So we'll see how it goes. So far, the ones I have experienced are very floral or fruity. And so I'm very curious about this one. So let's begin. If you haven't been with me, I separate this in sections. And you'll see how I do it. But the most important thing, you'll see how I experience it, and I tell you who I think is for and what for, and then of course a little more factual things of the fragrance itself. So let's apply it first and foremost, so that way I start experiencing the fragrance, and we can move forward. That's what I thought. This is lovely. All the fragrances from this house, I'm telling you, worthwhile. If you haven't tried this, do. They will have something for you. So let's begin. ETUI, I don't know how to pronounce it. ETUI NOIR by Miller Harris is a leather fragrance for women and men. Oh my God, this is delicious. Oh my God. You know, I do have several leather. I have smelled several leather, including the Tom Ford. This might be one of my favorites. I will have to do, and I'm gonna do a video where I'm comparing leather fragrances and tell you my favorite. And, but, oh wow, this is, it's taking me back to horse riding. It's taking me back to the chair of the horse when he's used, but not in a bad way. It's just the leather keeps doing, and with the sweat of the animal. And I know it doesn't sound that great as I'm explaining it, but trust me, it's the coziest, warmer, especially if you love horses and you love horse riding. It's just this cowboyish, I don't know if that makes sense to all of you. It's kind of like Texas, Chihuahua, you know, the ranchers. It's kind of the cowboys from Texas. It's just kind of, but then of course that explanation might not do its justice. It also has this elegance. Ay Dios mío, I'm loving this fragrance, and there are a few from this house that have become my favorite. This is just all right, so let me continue. It's just, I'm really enjoying it. And you can tell when I like a fragrance, probably, I mean, if you've seen several of my videos, because my mood changes, I light up. And that's one of the reasons I love doing this. And that's one of the reasons I love looking for quality, because it really changes my mood. It really, you know, fills me up, you know, with gratitude, with optimism, with, I don't know. I just love life when this happens, because I'm enjoying something, if that makes sense. All right, so ETUI NOIR was launched in 2016, so it's sort of a new fragrance, last decade. The nose behind this fragrance is Matthew Nardine. I know he's been behind some of the other fragrances I've reviewed. He looks sort of young, and I have liked what he's done before. So, the main accords, according to Fragrantica, which is a website with a lot of fragrances in it, not just this house, then I'll go to the actual fragrance website. So, main accords: amber, leather, smoky, woody, balsamic, iris, aromatic, animalic, earthy and citrus. Very nice. Now, if you've been with me, you know that every time I smell amber, to me is elegance. Now, the fact that it's the first, maybe that's why I fell in love immediately. I love the amber, and then the leather. The leather really takes my palate. I can feel it. It just, it tastes delicious, if that makes sense. There's smoky, woody, the balsamic. There's iris, which I really like. Aromatic, animalistic, earthy, and citrus. And the citrus probably is the one that put me such in a good mood, although I doubt it because it doesn't smell citrusy. But to me, citrus always is very optimistic. It changes my mood to an activity. This one, it activizes me enough, puts me in a positive note enough, but you can't really smell the citrus. This is the last. It's just delicious. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to the actual Miller Harris website. Now, I'm gonna just read the statement that they make. Usually it's very key into describing the fragrance or the intention, purpose behind the fragrance. So it says, layers of leather softened with iris, given elegant earthiness with vetiver, a scent you buy for your partner and borrow it back. That's very interesting. Oh my God, I totally see myself in a cabin with a white shirt with nothing underneath, you know, after lovemaking. I don't know, this is too revealing, but I totally see it. And how I will give this perfume fragrance to the man, and then I will borrow it too. Oh, I totally see it. Maybe I will mix this with a white floral and then have that mixture together, and that will be really, you know, a little bit me, because I like more white floral. And I think my husband will like this too. So now I'm dying to ask him. So anyhow, and usually when you think about fragrances, they want to add the sensuality, the sexuality, the seductiveness. You know, most fragrances, even if they're not, they want to add a word here and there. I haven't read anything about that yet, and I totally get it. Maybe it's hidden in between this, a scent you buy for your partner and borrow it back, right? Maybe the seduction is there, kind of, obviously, look where I went with it. But I'm glad they say to your partner, so that could be a man giving it to a woman and a woman giving it to a man, you know, I see it. It's obviously more male, usually leather fragrances are, but amber can go either way. I like amber on my perfume, so very interesting concept, but I'm really enjoying it. So head notes: bergamot, Italy, EO, tangerine, elemi gum. Heart notes: iris, butter, Morocco, incense, cashmere wood, styrex, EO. That's my dog. Guess he's feeling my excitement through the fragrance. And lasting impressions: patchouli, Indonesia, vetiver, Haiti, leather, amber, birch, and labdanum abs. So definitely very earthy in the sense of you have the vetiver. I mean, vetiver is very grounding. And of course, birch, labdanum abs, of course, the patchouli, but it has the iris, butter, Morocco. I haven't seen that one in a while or ever, but I do like it. And I can see how a little hints of the incense, cashmere wood, you know, all this sort of masculine, earthy, grounding, strong sort of scents. But it doesn't feel so heavy. Obviously darker. I don't know if that makes sense. But it doesn't feel like, whoa, it's really bringing me down or it's really heavy. No. And again, in my images that I brought up, I don't necessarily saw it only for night. I saw it for days, just action day, you know, a day that you had a lot doing, but I saw horses and I saw outdoorsy, and I didn't see like this on a beach. No, it's too much for that. But in a cooler in temperature, and in a cabin, and but the green outside, I didn't see like winter. So I don't know if this is making any sense for you guys, but I love this fragrance. I really do. Oh, here it says, describing leather in multiple forms, from patent boots to gentle suede to the scent of a well-worn leather jacket. ETUI NOIR is all of this and more. Agree. And in thrilling leather perfume, the effects of Suede-like leather is softened with the powder virus. I had read that before. All right, well, there you have it. I think, who is it for? Well, just like their description. You can give it to your partner, a man or a woman. It's obviously, to me, a little more manly because it's leather and all these things. But I would like to wear it. Now, I don't think I will wear it perhaps for me to present myself somewhere. I will wear it for myself, if that makes sense. You know, I don't know if I would like to be identified like the signature scent to be this one for me, just because I like it a little more feminine. My fragrance is a little more white floral, opening, receptive, you know, femininity in that way. But the boyish in me, the sexiest in me, the animalistic, you know, sort of outdoorsy, you know, horse riding. And then the amber, it's just elegance. It's not just leather, it's elegant. So I will have to really compare it to the leather from Tom Ford, because I think it's gonna be a tough one, but this might win. I don't know. I think this might win that one. Would I like it in a man? Yes. Every day, maybe not. But for specific occasions, specific places, yes. Definitely a night out, for a nice, cozy conversation, romantic conversation. I really like it. So, because it has that smokiness, sort of a cigar sort of thing. And it's not like I love cigar smells or smoke, but it has that kind of quality. So it brings this very deep and interesting conversation mixed with arts and culture and personal. So it's edgy in that way. And the same for a woman. I can see a friend of mine, you know, that if she comes in with an elegance and personality and smelling like this, I'll be like, girl, you're sexy. You know, it's that kind of sexiness, very, very depth and in culture. And I can see it going to an art form, the theater or opera, or you know, yeah, I do see in a very cultural sort of thing. I can see a gown with this, but again, it's not the white floral feminine. It's a very elegant, you have your own space, you make your own space sort of fragrance. I really like it. I think I would like it in my collection. And you know what? It's not super duper expensive. I mean, it's not one of the inexpensive ones, but it's not one of the mega super expensive department stores, you know, crazy. Yeah, they get a little crazy sometimes. Come on. When you're talking about 400, 700, you know, but this one is not like that. I mean, this one for 100 ml is 154, and for 50 ml is 114. So I would definitely get the 100 ml, but 154, not super bad. Actually pretty good. Actually, I might be getting several of this house because I just in love with several of them. So I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you like the review. I think it's very unique. Oh, I wish I could just do this and say, smell it, you'll like it. Okay, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please ring the bell in the right hand corner. Please comment below, and and thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.